All right, I think that moves us to top 5. T-Bone, top 5 of our favorite Texas golfers. I'm excited for this list because, again, we said it, there's an incredible amount of golfers who have come from the state of Texas. Again, some you know, some probably you don't know as well. So we're going to break down that list for you. And again, if we missed anybody, comment below on who your favorite Texas golfer is. All right, for my first overall pick, I'm going to go Jordan Spieth.
Damn.
Jordan Spieth. I mean, 3-time major championship winner, national championship at the University of Texas. He's from Dallas. Like, he's my graduating class as well. Like, we've known about Spieth for forever, and he burst on the scene so early and has remained on the scene. So even the fact that Spieth's not even 30 years old, it's a Hall of Fame career already. I mean, what more can you say about Mr. Jordan Spieth? So he is and he's our age. So that's why he's my favorite Texas golfer.
You took my number one. He would have been my number one for sure. And
I'm not saying that's why I went first, but maybe.
I've talked about this on the podcast before. I think the reason I like Spieth so much is because his career is how I envision mine going. The Texas-born prodigy, and I feel like I'm living through him. So, but other than that, I just like his game, his personality. He's so entertaining, and I think he's going to have a couple more green jackets in his closet by the time he's all said and done. So, great pick.
Thank you.
Great pick. I think I'm going to have to go with Lee Trevino. Lee Trevino, absolute legend, absolute character. The amount of stories, jokes, one-liners, and also game to back it up is all there with Lee Trevino. I think the most popular golf saying that came from him was the hold a one iron up in the air during a thunderstorm because not even God can hit a one iron. And I think he did get electrocuted on a golf course, which is just hilarious. I know he was in the military for a while, and he was the pro at a golf course. And I think he had this reputation going around as being a big time gambler and having these money games. And I think it was Raymond Floyd, who was a pro golfer at the time, got word of it, wanted to play him. So he drove to, I think it was El Paso or maybe somewhere in West Texas, and to play Lee Trevino. And Lee Trevino's there to get his clubs out of his car and put it on a cart or whatever, get his shoes and take him to the clubhouse. And then he realized it's the same guy who was playing on the first tee. So there's a ton of stories like that with Lee Trevino. He's a legend. He's awesome. He's hilarious. Multi-major winner and great representation of the state of Texas. So he's going to be number one on my list.
I love it. Lee Trevino, in my opinion, is the most underrated, accomplished golfer maybe ever. He is number 12 on major. He has 6 major champions. Won the British, U.S. Open, and PGA twice. The only knock is that he did not win the Masters. So, 6 majors. There's only a handful of other players who are ahead that, who won more than him. So, I say he's underrated because he's never mentioned as some of the best players in the world of all time. But he definitely should be 100% deserves to be up there. So I think that's a great pick.
Appreciate that.
So for my number 2, I'm going to go with Mr. Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan, the legend himself. He 9-time major winner from the Fort Worth area. Almost died in a car wreck. Ends up winning the U.S. Open again. I don't know much more that you can say about Ben Hogan. Fun fact, too, about Ben Hogan. He's the only player to win the Masters, the U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship in the same calendar year. No other player has done that, to be clear. Not even Bobby Jones, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Gary Player, none of them. We all know the Tiger Slam, but that's because Tiger won the Masters the following year. So, again, the same calendar year, Masters, PGA, U.S. Open. Ben Hogan, he's my number 2.
Love it. This list is going to be hard to beat if we continue on this pace. He's an absolute legend. One thing people don't talk about, he was definitely a dick, like total a-hole. But I think Tiger is too. I think some guys just gotta have it. So, anyways, good pick.
Thank
All
you.
right, number two, I'm gonna go Byron Nelson.
Great pick. If you
You
weren't going to
know,
pick Byron Nelson, I was going to be mad at you, I think.
yeah, I think it was a given. He is Texas golf. I'm pretty sure he just played golf so he could be a rancher. He or like farmer or something. He would just like farm and ranch and golf. So I think that's as Texas as it gets. I want to say he has the record for most wins in a row on the
Yep.
PGA Tour at like 10 or 12, something crazy. Bunch of other crazy records. And yeah, he is Texas golf and had to be added to the list. Um, so yeah, Byron Nelson, number two.
It's a great pick. Yeah, I think those first four were pretty given for us. I think this is where it can get a little bit more nuanced.
It's gonna get tough here.
It's going to get tough. I'm going to go with maybe one of the more accomplished players that not many people are familiar with the name, but kind of in the same way Trevino, he gets often overlooked. I'm going to go Jimmy Demaret as number 3 here. So Jimmy Demaret won the Masters 3 times.
Wow.
Exactly, right? He won the Masters 3 times. He just doesn't get the recognition of when he didn't win any other majors. So that's why I don't think he gets necessarily the love, but he's born and raised in Houston, as we are, and that's where we host this podcast. So yeah, he's born and raised in Houston. He was longtime friends with Jackie Burke Jr., who also is a name that could come up as the current oldest living Masters champion. What is he, like 95 or close to 100? But anyway, so Demaret, he was the club pro out of Brayburn for a while. He helped found Champions Golf Club with Jackie Burke Jr. He's done great things for Texas golf, again, 3-time Masters champion. So yeah, that's why Jimmy Demaret doesn't get the love he deserves, in my opinion. He's coming in at number 3.
Good pick. I've known the name, didn't know anything about him. That's kind of shame on me for not knowing the 3-time Masters champion, but that's yeah, M. Brayburn. Good Texas pick, good Houston pick.
Thank you.
All right. There's a few areas I can go here. Do I go new school? Do I go old school? Do I go kind of middle of the road?
It's a tough call.
I think I'm gonna go Justin Leonard.
Great pick. Love it.
Justin
Dang,
Leonard.
my next guy.
Justin Leonard. I mean, I think I would argue best moment in Ryder Cup history. Just the Medina.
No, it was at the country club, actually, Brookline.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, just the 40-foot bomb rammed into the back of the cup, stomping on the Europeans' line, all the wives on the green, the comeback of the century, the Texas kid. I mean, I think I've got to pick him just because of that moment. I know he also, I want to say in Texas high school golf, he also has like every record ever. But I guess that's not the most distinguished thing on his resume. But he was really good for a really long time. I loved him on the Golf Channel. Looks like he's going back into the Champions Tour now, but hell of a player. And yeah, I think he had to be added to the list. And I'm kind of torn because I just thought of someone. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he was an All-American at the University of Texas as well. So yeah, no, I think that's a great pick. I don't know if he's if that's reaching for number 3, but like he definitely deserves to be on the list. There's no doubt about that. Great ambassador for the game in the state of Texas. Number 4 here, I'm going to go a little old school as well. I'm going to go Mr. Ben Crenshaw.
I fucked up. That's who I should pick.
I mean, Ben Crenshaw, what more can you say? 2-time Masters champion. He is he still hosts the Champions Dinner at the Masters, man. Like that is it was Byron Nelson got passed down to Ben Crenshaw, and heck, just to keep the Texas lineage, he's probably going to pass it down to Jordan Spieth if I had to guess afterwards, right? Yeah. It could be him or Scotty in the mix now, another Texas guy. But yeah, I mean, Ben Crenshaw, he's phenomenal. I don't know what more can you say. University of Texas, our golf instructor, Max Garrett, shout out to you. If you live in Houston, go check out Golf Smart, by the way. He played with Ben. He has some phenomenal stories about Ben that we can spend an entire podcast on. Share, like, I feel like we should get Max on just to talk about Ben Crenshaw. But let's just say if there weren't, if Mr. Crenshaw wasn't able, how do I put this? If he focused on golf a bit more, he would have won a lot more major championships.
Yeah. The golf aside too, his play is golf course design's awesome too.
Oh, totally agree. He in his little putting stroke too, just so beautiful.
The putter he
coming in 4, I feel like that's a steal.
Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking. I'm telling you, these lists I'm looking at they're not in alphabetical order, and that was a big miss on my end. All right, number 4 might get called out on a technicality here, but I'm thinking the long game. This guy's gonna be a legend. The origins, we can leave this up for discussion, but got to go Scotty Scheffler.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate that. I believe originally from New Jersey, but I think he was 5 or something. So, been in Dallas, Royal Oaks. Since
Park.
Yeah, since the age of 5 or whatever. Already got a Masters under his belt, and looks like he's not stopping anytime soon. So, if Scotty T and the fans will allow me, I'll put Scotty on the list there at 4.
National champion at University of Texas too. So yeah, love the Scotty pick there. I think that's a good place for him. Let's see, number 5 for me, man. There are some really good ones. Maybe we'll do a quick honorable mention after this, but I think I'm gonna go Tom Kite. Tom Kite as well, with those big glasses. He was never the long hitter, never really flashy, but was at the top of a lot of leaderboards. I mean, I don't know how many wins he has. Let's see if I can look it up real quick. 37 wins on the PGA Tour. That is no joke. The guy can flat out play golf. Also went to the University of Texas too. NCAA champion, tied with Ben Crenshaw, actually. They were teammates together. So I feel like I got a good balance of kind of, Jordan Spieth, old school Hogan, and then some older gentlemen here with Crenshaw and Kite, and Demerit. So I'm pretty proud of my list here.
Yeah, it's a good list, and I'd be lying to you if I told you I wasn't in trouble right now. So I'm about to drop an absolute wild card on you.
Oh, no.
Babe Zaharias.
Who? Hold on, I'm going to the Google.
I'm going to go with Babe Zaharias. So let me pull up some stats here. But Babe Diedrichson Zaharias is the greatest female athlete of all time. She's from Port Arthur, Texas. There's a Babe Zaharias museum somewhere on the way to Beaumont, and it's like a little dome. The reason I know a little bit about this is she's from my dad's hometown, but this is a major throwback. But she was an absolute legend. Golf, track and field, I want to say basketball. And she was a legend. So,
wow. Yeah, I'm reading up on her. I mean, gold medalist in the 1932 Olympics, played golf, looks like she won the Grand Slam of golf, something like that. Yeah, she won the 3 majors of the day, the U.S. Open, the Title Holders Championship, and the Women's Western Open after winning gold medals. No big deal. 1950. Wow.
Yeah. Happy that one came to me.
Great call.
Babe Zaharias, I've always been a big fan.
Mildred Ella Babe Diedrichson Zaharias. Yeah, Babe, it's a good nickname. Better than Mildred.
Yeah.
Wow. Good call, team.
Appreciate that. If I'm being honest, I'm a little worried about my list. I didn't think you're going to take Spieth over number 1 overall, and then I fucked up not getting Ben Crane or Ben. Wow. Ben Crane.
Wow.
Who is a Texas-born golfer, I believe.
He is.
Yeah.
Great call.
Who else did we miss? I don't
Yeah,
think
definitely
anyone had
honorable
Patrick Reed.
mentions. Our friend of the pod, Chris Stroud. He's been on the
Chris
podcast.
Stroud. Yeah.
That's right. Shout out to Port Neches there and home of your dad.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Appreciate that.
Probably the most notable who we missed was Jackie Burke Jr.
Yeah.
The oldest living Masters champion. He pretty much started Champions because he didn't like the way that River Oaks was being run. Like whenever River Oaks added tennis to the club, he was like, "They're so what a bunch of idiots. This is a golf club," and he's a grumpy old man now. But hey, he's still out there at Champions all the time. Let's see, Jimmy Walker, I think. Jimmy Walker,
Kramer.
Sean O'Hare, Chad Campbell. How about Chad Campbell, Masters or a major championship winner?
We could maybe throw Zalatoris in the list.
Yeah, Kelly Craft,
Kramer Hickok,
Jimmy Walker, major champion, Baylor guy. If you really wanted to get technical, you could probably throw in Harvey Penick.
Yeah.
Too. So again, then on this list, there's Cole Hammer, Parker Cootie, the Cootie guy, the Cootie brothers, which one of the Cootie guys finished top 20, I think. Yeah, Pearson Cootie finished T14 at Arnold Palmer this week. So great.
Straight out of Abilene, which I was notified by loyal listener Mr. Darren. So he definitely wanted a shout out to the Cootie twins.
Yeah.
Grandfather was a successful PGA Tour player, so they got a lot of golf history there. You want a wild card Texas golfer?
Who's that?
Technically, Johnny Manziel is trying to become a pro golfer.
All right. I don't know about that, man. Hey,
Is
he's
it
actually
over?
a pretty good golfer.
Yeah.
But no, that doesn't count.
Colt Knost is from Texas.
There's a lot of good ones. Jim Nance. Just saying.
Jim Nance. That would have been a good pick.
Yeah, that would have been a sneaky pick.
Yeah.
Would have liked that. So again, comment below on who some of you, some guys that we miss or whatnot. But T-Bone, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Any last parting words?
No, I think we nailed it. I think the top 5 is it gets me going. It's a good segment. But yeah, let us know who we missed and what top 5 should we do next week. Let us know.